everyone, Paul Wheeler here, Wheeler Health U. Today is Massage Wednesday, and we're going to do a quad release. I had a couple clients with some knee issues, and this is kind of a good, it's a good in between massages or incorporating into your programming before your runs, after your runs, before your workouts, after your workouts, during your workouts. If for some reason you're like all of a sudden starts to feel it during them. Or if it's just general stiffness, it's great to roll these out, and these get a lot of work, and they tend to be very dominant, especially in relation to the posterior chain. So, so you need a ball or a roller. A roller is sometimes a little bit stiffer, so it can be a little bit too tender for some people. The balls, you can do softer balls, or you can blow your ball more, and it's a little bit more specific. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to we're going to check the quad length, and just kind of how does it feel? Does it feel like you're stretching more of the top, bottom, side, front, whatever it feels like. Try to stretch it with the knee right underneath the hip, not out here, so you can get a true kind of stretch on that quad. So kind of feel, okay, is it broad? Ideally, it would just be this nice broad, light stretch, right? Or nothing. And then the other thing I always like to do with any kind of mobility work with the lower body is a squat. Just kind of get a sense of how your squat feels, because it kind of gives you an idea, okay, does my knee hurt when I squat? And if it does, see if it doesn't hurt after you do this. And if it doesn't hurt after, that's awesome, and that gives you tools to use to make sure that that knee doesn't bother you during your workouts. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start high. So we're going to kind of do this upper part of the quad, this middle part of the quad, and this lower part of the quad. So it's kind of in each section. So we're only going to do three spots. You can do more, but for the sake of this video not being too long, we're only going to do 3, and we'll start with that upper part. And you're basically just going to explore that upper part, up and down. You can go side to side, and just kind of see, okay, where is there more density? And once you kind of find that, I find that a little bit more on the outside of front of my hip, kind of where it's a little bit more tendony, depending on where you are, but at the top part. Now, a lot of problems that clients have is putting pressure through their arms this whole time. You can always lower down. And you want to make sure as you're bending and extending, you're not arching the lower back. So I'm here, I'm not straining my lower back as I bend and extend. If your quads are really, really tight, you might not get this much range. Okay? So you're going to do that 5 to 10 times. Then we'll move the ball down a little bit. And now we're kind of getting into the meatier part of the quad. And this a lot of times could use a little bit more work. So explore the inside, center, and the outside. And then once again, you find kind of an area of a little bit greater density, a little more tenderness, and you can bend and extend. And this kind of brings some awareness to what's going on with the leg too, which is really important in your training. And all we're doing is we're trying to sink into that ball, trying to relax into it, make sure you're not resisting against it, and then we're stretching that fascia away. Okay? And then we'll go to that next section, a little bit lower. And again, explore the inner, the middle, and the outer. And then again, once you find something, you can bend and extend. Again, I found something more on the outside. I found a little bit on the inside too, but the outside was a little more dense. So again, if you want to spend more time, you can go to both spots. You can spend more time in that middle range. Just do what feels right for you. And again, if you get too fatigued, you can lower down and you can do it from here. There's other things you can add, but again, for the simplicity of the video, we'll just do the bending and extending in those 3 different areas. Okay, so then you retest. So you stand up and let's see if that quad feels a little bit more flexible, a little more pliable. And mine feels amazing. And so hopefully yours does too. So that it feels much more broad and light. It was a little bit more pulling on the outside for me. And see if that changes anything for you. Even if it just moves the tightness around, that's good. Change is always good. So bring your legs about shoulder width and you're gonna squat down. And again, if I were to compare the 2 sides, my right side just feels a little bit lighter, a little bit looser, a little bit easier to get into that squat position. So again, change is good. Figure out, kind of hone in on those changes and try to just process it through your brain. That way it kind of sticks and it gives you that motivation to keep doing some mobility work. Obviously you would do the other side and then you would kind of compare. All right, and that's it. So try that out. Try it out if you tend to have knee pain when you're running, or knee pain when you're squatting, or just in general going up and down the stairs. This is a great thing to add into your programs. It's a great thing to add into your pre or post workouts. All right, let me know what you think, and I will see you tomorrow for Therapy Thursday.